Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 1466. Happy Friday. Getting things ready. We're going to do the free for all Friday. Busy day also coming up a little bit later this morning. Another eBay live stream, 10 a.m. Central Time. So about 3 hours from now, we're going to do basketball and baseball singles. Basketball and baseball singles on eBay Live later this morning. We did lots last night. Lots last night. I'm looking at my year-to-date numbers. Nice little push this week. I am up over 22% year over year. The goal 40%, but that number's been growing very steady with the institution of eBay live selling. So that's going to really push me to hitting that 40% or more year over year growth. So last night, thoughts on lots. You know how sometimes I say auctions suck, and sometimes they do on a case by case basis. John Elway rookie selling for $21. That sucks. SI for kids, lot of 75, selling for $5. That sucks. But there's a lot of auctions that make up for it. And overall, even on 7-day auctions, it tends to make up. Some stuff sells for less than you expect. Some stuff sells for more. And it typically balances out and goes to what you expect as long as you're, realistic in your goals. So last night I had a number. Every live auction, I have a number that's my target. So I actually worked backwards with yesterday's auctions, with last night's lot auctions. I wanted to hit a number. And I knew based on what I was putting together, I wasn't going to hit that number. Just, you got to be realistic. So I added a bunch more lots. So I ended up having 69 total lots. Now, some of the lots sold for a lot less than I expected, but some sold for more than I expected. I had a target. I'm not going to give you the number. You could actually look. It's pretty easy to do the work yourself, but I'll make you put the work in for that. But I had a number in mind. And as I counted up everything, this is gross sales. I surpassed my goal last night by $1.52. Because some stuff sold for higher than I expected, and some stuff sold for lower. Probably the outliers, Zach, the outliers in last night's lot auction, probably the most underperforming, in my opinion, auction last night was the SI for kids lot. Admittedly, there wasn't any like super big names in it. I honestly just grabbed a stack and counted to 75, but it sold for, I think, 504. I was thinking it would go for 20 to 25. I was thinking it would go somewhere in that range. So I think that was the biggest underperforming, in my opinion. I think at this point, if I do SI for, I can't sell them at buy it now. When I put lots together, the singles, they trickle. I move them every once in a while. I put them in a lot. They sit. I run them at auction. They sell. One of them's actually sold for a decent amount. I think the first 1 or 2 lots that I put up sold for a decent on 7-day auction. But I don't know if I used to have much better success with SI for kids cards than what I've been experiencing here recently. The other lot was the Ryan Sandberg lot. I put together a 25 card Sandberg lot. It included some oddballs in archives. Hell, the archives that the 89 version, that's like a $5. That sells for $5. I could put that in my store for $5. It'd probably sell within 24 hours. The whole lot sold for $1.04. So that was. Now I'm also I'm pretty attached because it's part of the Cubs collection. So when I see Cubs cards sell for cheap, it's like, oh. So those were probably the 2 biggest underperforming auctions. I'm also learning what's really cool about the eBay live selling is every live sale is different, obviously. But I pick up on things each auction. And after the first 5-6 eBay lives, it's like I need to backload the auction, because at the beginning, you're waiting for people to come into the stream. And so the first 10, 15 auctions underperform. But now what I'm seeing is I've also deviated a bit from my strategy. Like the first couple, I'm just like, all right, let's go, start the bids. And I wasn't allowing the room to build. And now I'm doing that, which is probably why I should front load the auctions now, because now I'm seeing the back end underperforming. And I think in a case like last night, if you're not into lots, which many people don't like, they want one card. That's why I'm a single seller. Most collectors don't want 50 Ryan Sandberg cards or 25 Sandberg cards. It's like, oh, I need that card and that card, but I don't want all 25. And it's like, what am I going to do with 23 that I don't want? That's why I don't like selling lots. I like selling what people want. And not everybody wants a whole bunch of cards that they can't use unless they're resellers, which there is a big audience for that. Where was my thought process? On the back end. So with last night, with the lots, and it's kind of, even though there were only 69 total lots, it's time consuming. My shoulder actually is sore this morning because of flipping, 1,000 cards. So time consuming, and then it got kind of stale at the end. It just kind of, you could feel the energy was just kind of petering away. The chat was pretty slow at the end. The bids were slower than they were in the front end. So I think those are all things that one auction is not going to lead me to make any decisions on, oh, I'm going to front load the auctions now, I'm going to back load the auctions. I'm just going to keep it in mind, and balance is the key. And I think that's another thing I've learned is initially going in to eBay Live, I wanted to curate, and I wanted to have, oh, tonight it's only Michael Jordan cards. It's only Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady quarterbacks. It's all Cubs, which I will do a Cubs. It's lots. It's jersey relics. I think the key is diversity and diversifying the eBay auction portfolio. There were some comments the other night in the auction, Tuesday night's auction, how diverse and how cool, like there's some cards I haven't seen before. And I think that's key to having a successful eBay Live. So there's going to be less curated, and there's going to be more of a mishmash. And I think that'll drive more interest and more sales. So now there will still be some curated. There's going to be a Cubs only auction coming up. I will do another lots. Again, I exceeded my expectations on last night's sale just by a little bit. But I did exceed those expectations. So I did hit my goal and surpass it. So I will do more lots. It's probably down. It's not like I'm going to do another one next week. It took quite a while to curate. Now I had a lot of the stuff already ready, but just getting it set up within eBay, it's much more time consuming. And that's another reason where, when you're curating the lots, I wasn't even taking photos. Like it was just as seen on screen, which is perfect. But it still takes a long time on the back end to get this stuff loaded. Now, it was also my first time doing something like this, especially for eBay Live, and that I'll become more efficient the more times I do it. But it's still not going to be as fast as, all right, I've got 150. I did 150 singles, loaded 150 singles last night, yesterday afternoon, in probably 20, 30 minutes. I mean, and it took me hours for the lots. Now, I was also going through boxes and, okay, I'm going to do this lot, that lot. So that's where we're at. I see some Sandberg. So Sandberg has a huge following. I do really well with Sandberg. Now, I'm a Cubs fan. I'm 1 million Cubs on eBay. So that's why I do well with Sandberg. Sandberg does have a pretty big collector base. Not as big as George Brett, not as big as who are some of the other players from that era. Similar to Boggs, Sandberg has a very similar market to Wade Boggs. There's a huge, and I think the Boggs thing is there's like 12 Boggs collectors, super collectors that kind of, it's like Boggs has a huge, it's like, no, you just see it all the time. They're all over social media. They're all over YouTube and Twitter. You see the Boggs collectors everywhere. And that's similar to Sandberg. There are large Facebook groups of Sandberg collectors, and they go crazy for Sandberg cards. So Sandberg does well. So had fun. I had fun. I enjoyed it. We'll do it again with lots at some point in the future. Today, next eBay live stream is coming up at 10 a.m. So just a couple hours away. Direct link is in the description to this video. You can go to my eBay store. It's 99centcards.com. I do know that I've had some feedback. It's hard to find the eBay live streams. I understand that. I'm sure eBay understands that as well. So if you're listening to this, bookmark it, copy and paste it, put it in the window. If you want to watch today at 10 a.m. Central, the direct link to the eBay live stream is in the link to the description. Here, I can show you the screen. If you're looking for a live stream, say it's Tuesday night or Thursday night or whatever night it is, ebay.com/eBay live. Go to ebay.com/eBay live. So this is how you find live streams. All right. So ebay.com/eBay live. It's super easy on the app. Just go to the homepage and there's an eBay live button. So here's eBay. Oh, wrong screen. Okay, wrong screen again. We're over here. All right, so here's eBay Live. So there's only one. Crystals are being auctioned off right now. So this is next up. So you're probably looking for sports trading cards. Just scroll down and find sports trading cards. There you go. And the next auction up is me. Single sale, 10 a.m. So I'll always be in the sports trading cards. If you're looking for Pokemon, there's a separate section. There's trading card games and there's Pokemon night. Every Friday night is Pokemon night. So there's sports trading cards. PC Sports Cards is going live at 11. ComC starts at 11. Paradise is going on at 12:30. ANZ Comics is on at 4. Crave is on at 6. Toy Cabal's on at 5. PCB's on at 6:30. ComC's got that's their morning stream. Maybe they have 2. So there you go. It's actually, once you're on the eBay Live page, it's pretty easy to find the upcoming live streams. Also, the sellers have to create the live event. And sometimes I don't create the live event quick enough. Although today's live event has been created, Sunday's live stream has also been created. So my next live will be today at 10 Central, 10 a.m., and then Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Central. I may move that up. I got to get the flight information from our friends are flying in on Sunday. They get in Sunday at some point. So at this point, 1 o'clock, but I may push that up into the morning depending on what time their flight arrives and they're going to be here. So right now it's set for 1 p.m. Central. I felt that was kind of safe. And then next week we'll find out. So next week's going to be kind of up in the air based on my schedule with friends in town. Probably more daytime than primetime streams. I don't know. We'll see. Next week's also going to be up in the air for Hobby Evolution because they'll be crashing here in the basement. So I'll probably wait to come down until after they're moving around. I don't want to wake them up with, hey, I had this for dinner last night. Just what they want to hear at 7 a.m. What else is going on? I'm gonna have some additional Madison Card Show news coming up, hopefully. I'm still working out some details. I've listened to some feedback, not all the feedback, but I have listened to some feedback, and I'm gonna try something coming up. So I'll hopefully have some more information on Madison card shows in the future. And hopefully by next week. Probably won't get an answer today, but hopefully by next week. But the next Madison card show, there is no May show, by the way, no May show. And that's set in stone. There is no May show. There's no venue, which is pretty critical for hosting a card show. There's no venue available. They probably not going to have a card show in a construction zone. So there is no May card show. But the next Madison card show is June 21st at the Alliant Energy Center at Exhibition Hall. So check that out. June 21st. We're going to have extended hours because there's going to be more tables than usual, 250 tables. There'll be 2 huge ballrooms. One side will be sports, one side will be Pokemon. And we'll have a premium table set up in the middle for premium sponsorship tables. So, if you are a dealer, I will be sending out information on the Alliant Energy card shows and any other news via email. And if I don't have your email, I'll just probably copy and paste wherever I message you from. So I probably won't have any information, any details, floor plans for another couple weeks. I'm working with an event coordinator at the Alliant to get the room layout, and they run several events, so they know how to do this a lot better than me. I could wing it, but I'd rather have them do it. So that's some news. eBay store is 99centcards.com. I still have over 100,000 cards in the buy it now section. You'll save 25% when you buy 7 or more at regular price. Next eBay Live is coming up this morning in just a couple hours at 10 a.m. Central. 150 auctions of baseball and basketball today. All right, let's go say hello to the chat. It is Friday. Happy Friday. It's a free-for-all. We play Name That Player. I've got a nice mix of modern, vintage, and let's see, baseball, football. There's one hockey and a couple wrestling today. We're really mixing it up, and we have to spell correctly. Remember, this round is all about spelling. Andy, good morning. What's happening? Donnie's here. What's going on? Good morning. Brian's in the house from the Gem City. Zach says, man, you were making bank on those lots. Some of those had no reason to go that high. Kudos to you getting base cards to peak outlier status. It's sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's the story of auctions and live auctions. But we're having fun. Philly Joe is here. Good morning. David, what's up? Good morning. And I think going back to Zach's comment, I think part of this is, I think some of the lots last night, my expectations were, although the SI for Kids lot was not like, I was basing that on buy it now pricing and 7-day auction pricing. So I had a realistic number, $20 to $25 I thought was realistic for that lot. It sells for $504. But some of the lots, I think I had exceeded expectations based on single sales from other cards. The Nolan Ryan, I think there was 100 Nolan Ryan cards, and it ended up selling for like $25, I think. But there were some cards in that lot that have previously sold on eBay Live for like $5-6. So, I think it was one of those where it's like, I'd be happy with $25 based on what I have into the cards. And I think that's what I really need to keep in mind. What's actually realistic and not what I've done on eBay Lives on a single card. It's like, oh, I'm putting 100 together, and 2 of these have sold for $10-15. I should get a lot more than that. So I think I need to temper expectations on some of the lots that are up for grabs. Zach says, I thought your presentation was awesome. Love how you timed out showing the cards while the countdown was on. Really good stuff. Awesome. That is great feedback. And I had to adjust on the fly at times. And that's also like, you kind of get a feel on, there were a couple, especially early in the stream, where I was showing the cards and the timer ran out, and I still like, oh crap. Like, I think it was the Steve Young lot. I had 100 cards and I only had a minute on the clock. And it's like, if I get through this pile, I should get through the rest. And I didn't. So it's like, I still have to show off every card, just to make sure every card was shown on the screen. So it's all about timing, getting that timing down. in going through, and especially having multiple lots. I kind of had a feeling, okay, this is 25 cards. I can get through these I can basically get through 25 cards in a minute, showing them on screen. But 100, I'm going to either need to extend the auction. And that's what I ended up doing towards the end. It's like, okay, instead of just sitting on our hands, let's do a 3-minute auction on this one. So you can actually bid while I'm showing the cards instead of just waiting to bid. So I think that was just learning on the fly some of the things. So, it was clunky at times because it was the first time I've done lots. For the most part, we do lots at the end of some of the auctions. Today, we'll do an unsold auction for any cards that go unsold in today's single stream. So that's one of the most fun parts of doing eBay Live is learning the buying trends, the selling trends, and just some of the back end stuff. Like, okay, well, it's going to take me a lot longer than a minute to show off 100 cards. 25 cards in a minute, and starting to learn these. Also, after I do a 100-card lot, it was nice to find a lot of all of the same cards. Here's 10 Ohtani cards. They're all the same. And so I have a minute just to rest my arm. So that was nice that I had a mix of, okay, I've got to put my arm to work. And that's what she said. And then here we go with set it on the couch, set it and forget it. That dude from Duryea says, what's up? Working on an auctioneer chant for the live streams. Build the anticipation and participation. Love it. Happy Friday. Peter's here. Good morning. Cody, what's up? Good morning. John says Sandberg has 0 following outside of Wrigleyville. That is incorrect. Sandberg has a huge following. And that is also, he is not a marginal Hall of Famer. He's the greatest second baseman. Shut up, Joe Morgan. He's the greatest second baseman. Zach says, I know a good man named Diego who lives close to Mike Trout's hometown who likes Ryne Sandberg. Minus him, I don't see any Ryne collectors. More Robin Ventura collectors out there than Ryne. So there is a huge, and it could be, like I mentioned with Wade Boggs, it could be that there's a smaller contingent of Sandberg, but they're loud. And they show up. Like, I sell Sandberg. Now, last night's lot didn't sell well. There's multiple Sandberg collector groups on Facebook. Sandberg. I'm in one small one and one big one. So this one's 851 members. I think that's the small one. Yeah, the Unite, that's the small one. There's one that's like, I think 5,000 or 3,000 or maybe I'm not in that one. I might have left. Sometimes I leave groups when I get a ton of notifications. Red Light says he's late. No worries. We're always late here. Michael Young. Zach says, Bo, sore from flipping cards has me concerned. My arm muscles aren't used to that motion. Bo is only using his left hand like me on Sunday night, but the key is following. The other key is there is no key. That's huge because a lot of my buyers are you in the chat. A lot of my buyers, and I've noticed it's like if I didn't have Hobby Evolution or Twitter, like I would have 10 people in the room. I'd be selling lots for $1.99. So following is the key, especially when it comes to live selling. Learning and sports cards with Mr. C. What's up? He says, I have somewhere between 8,000 and 8,500 Rhino cards. Not sure if that qualifies as super collector or not, but he's my guy. Yes, I will allow it. Absolutely. Now, do you live outside of Wrigleyville? Let's debunk John Keating's comment right here in the chat. Are you outside of Wrigleyville? 8,000 to 8,500 Sandberg cards. John says the hobby mutates quickly in real time. Those who have figured it out do not share their secrets. I'm never going to figure things out because the hobby mutates quickly. So you never have it figured out. It can never be figured out. Once you think you have it figured out, curveball. Vince, what's going on? Good morning. Does anyone know of any card shops worth stopping between Chicago and St. Louis? Ooh, that's a good question. I know we have a lot of people in the chat in those general vicinities. So you're probably flying through or driving through, let's see, like Springfield would be kind of the biggest. Bloomington Normal, maybe. I know there's a couple decent shops in Bloomington Normal. I don't know of any shops in Springfield. And then once you get past Springfield, that's kind of a dead zone on the interstate. There's really nothing between Springfield and St. Louis. I would say Bologna is probably your best bet, and maybe Springfield, but I'm not familiar with Springfield shops. Philly Joe says, click on sports trading cards in categories. There you go. Easy to find. Zach says, if you can't find the live stream, you shouldn't have a line of credit. John says, so listen to what Bo is saying here. Don't say I made $200 in 1 hour on eBay Live. The curation time counts in your supposed hourly return. Absolutely. Without question. Without question. I also don't put my hourly, I don't do an hourly, I don't calculate my hourly earnings. So I don't care. I honestly don't care, because I do this all day and all night. Like, I mean, sometimes it'd be nice to, have a few hours and just chill. But you know what I would do? If I had to say tonight, like I'm all caught up with everything and I wanted to just take a couple hours off. Do you know what I would do? I'd look at baseball cards. I'd probably list cards on eBay as buy it now. Like, it's just what I do. Vince says, Zach, is Bo neglecting the triceps for flipping those cards? He is. John says, Bo with the Sandberg shill is like Taylor Swift fan saying she's better than the Beatles. Those in a cult rarely realize they're in a cult. Cult of Rhino, baby. Is there a way to save eBay Live sellers like you can save sellers? I don't think so. I think you just have to save the seller, which you should be receiving push notifications. I don't know how that's working on the back end, but when sellers go live, I think there should be if you're following the seller, you should get a push notification when they go live or when they schedule a live or something. I can look into that. Cody says, May parking lot show. Would that, yeah. Do a little flea market. I might do a May storage unit sale. I honestly don't know if I'm going to do a May storage unit sale. John says, I like crystals. Those people admire soft corners. I'm now looking at the calendar for May. May's filling up. So I think May 10th, I'll be at Kane County. May 17th, I'll probably go home for Mother's Day. May 24th, I'll be out of town. May 31st was supposed to be the Madison Card Show. It's Memorial Day weekend. Maybe I'll do a Saturday storage unit sale on the 31st, since that was supposed to be the Madison Card Show anyway. Where are we at? Zach says, Bo needs to focus on stretching at this point in his life and get those shoulders ready for the heavy card flip. Absolutely. No card show means the ADA Defiant storage box sale is a guarantee. There you go. We'll just put it on the 31st. Kroger just had a bunch of people call out today. Royals 417. What's up? Good morning. Bust out the middle school stretch and reach test. Kokomo Kroger parking lot. Going to be a shit show of carts today. Gary, what's going on? Checked the calendar and realized it was Mike Trout to the DL day. John says, dude had to be on the DL by May 1st. It's in his contract. Tracy, what's up? Good morning. John says, will they be opening the ladies' room to men at the Alliance Nationals? Red Light says, LOL, John, there is a card shop in the same parking lot of Kroger's. Standing by with pipe and drape thoughts. Scott, good morning. Tracy says, I enjoyed the lot show last night. Mikey outbid me on a bunch before I had to leave. LOL. Zach says, two things are certain. Rich has unlimited advice for Bo, and Mikey has unlimited funds to spend on lots. Where is Mikey? John says, have you reached out to CSG about June? They are huge in the TCG world, I'm told. I have not. 89 days until the National. Let's go. Doesn't Wax Pack have joint in Bloomington? No, he gave that up a year or two ago. So no, he does not. There's still a card shop there. He was basically renting out. He was subleasing a space, but it's just one big card shop. I'm in the Cubs viewing market, but not Chicago. How's that? Perfect. We've debunked John Keating. He is outside of Wrigleyville. TD Sports Cards. Good morning. Keating stands corrected. Keating has never stood corrected. Paul, who? Cubs win. Another big win. Cubs. Well, Cubs go. Usually in the fetal position when self-correcting. Vince says Wax Pack is closed on Friday. That's crazy. That is crazy. A card shop closed on Friday? Zach says Ryan Sandberg is the poor man's Gary Fensick. Mikey is here. You're welcome for last night. I spent a lot more than I wanted to, but stuff was cheap. There you go. You're going to get stuff cheap. You're going to get stuff cheap again today at 10 a.m. eBay Live. Direct link to the sale in my description to this video. Live sale on eBay today at 10 a.m. Zach says, yes, you can ask to be notified when the seller goes live and their casino is open. Search and Rescue Cards. Good morning, everyone. Pumped for the new 2025 Bowman coming out next week. I am. I have not received my shipping notification, which today's Friday. I would expect shipping notifications to be received either today or Monday if you pre-ordered Bowman, because I think release day is next week, as Search and Rescue says. Mother's Day is not May 11th. Mother's Day is May 18th. According to my calendar, Mother's Day is May 11th. I was looking at the 17th. Oh. All right. So that puts, all right. Maybe I'll do Kane County and then drive to Anawan. All right. I got to figure out what I'm doing. Thank you for that update because I can't read a calendar apparently. John says, I'd rather give a North Korean my banking info than get eBay Live notifications. Donnie says, estate sale in Quincy on May 30th and 31st. Mikey works at the Peru Kroger, not the Kokomo Kroger. Todd is here. Good morning. I believe Memorial Day is the 26th. It is. Yes, because I'll be in Florida that weekend for a wedding. Zach and Porter says TCG stands for Topps Card Game. Does DL mean vacation request time off? Mikey's on break right now. Very nice. This Saturday is May 3rd. All right, we got the May calendar down. Vince says, gotcha. Looks like they kept the name. Smart. Mikey says, I'm definitely out for the sale today. I don't feel like spending any more money. Damn it. Mother's Day is May 11th. All right, I've been corrected. And good morning. Bowman equals baby turtles. Only a very few realize their potential, but on release day, it's like throwing money at eBay Live. Bowman release day, one of my favorite days. Memorial Day is the 26th and the second day of my small show. Topps chewing gum, dummy. Zach says, Bo was in the find out stage of questioning my knowledge of Mother's Day. Stick to your Sandberg propaganda. All right. Hey, hit that like button. All right. Let's go ahead and start name that player. Name that player. Uncle Rick says, oh, and hit that like button so you can learn about May calendar knowledge or false knowledge if you listen to me. And sub for exciting dating information. There you go. Zach stands corrected. Michael Renicky, he's here. He's ready for Name That Player. We've got a nice mix of cards today, even some wrestling. Here's the leaderboard. Shane is in first with 11. Max in second with 10. Uncle Rich in third with 5. Michael Renicky hanging in there in fourth place with 3 points. SoCal guy in fifth with 2. And then we've got several players with 1 point apiece. All right, remember, spelling matters. Last name only. I think all of them, the wrestlers. Yes, we can do last names on the wrestlers. All right, so last name only. Spelling has to be correct. Rick says, I leave Men's Warehouse stuff for good friend Mark Marinello. Donnie says, I need to go back to work and quit spending money on eBay Live. All right, first up, back to the 70s. I need to start using my right hand. There we go. Give my left arm a break. 1978 Topps. Oh, I should probably get my phone out. We've got a correct answer. It is Alan Ashby. I don't think I need to check. Pretty sure Michael Renicky was first on that one. All right, let's get, just in case we have some close ones. All right, where are we at? View channel. Free for all. I'm going to hit the like button while I'm here and go to the live chat. Okay. Michael Renicky with the point. Let's put that there. There we go. Renicky up to 4 points. All right. Next up, Wrestling. Last name must be spelled correctly. He doesn't have any other gimmicks. So it's basically he's had one gimmick his entire wrestling career. Who's this wrestler from the WWE? It is not the Giant. It is Kurt Angle. Max getting the wrestling question. Kurt Angle. And Max now tied with Shane. I don't know if Shane is here this morning. All right, next up. We've got Modern Baseball. Where's the Orioles fans at? Baltimore Orioles. It is John Means. Max and Michael Renicky very close. Going to the YouTube. Max outduels Michael Renicky by a split second. And Max has taken the lead. 12-11. We're going vintage football next. Vintage football. All right. Oh, that's right. Shane is at the Dallas Card Show this morning. That's why he's not here. Cooter spotted Shane at the Dallas Card Show. All right. So this is, again, last names only. This is a Pittsburgh Steeler. This is number 75, by the way. What a terrible card. Pro Action. You're guessing number 75 from the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is L.C. Greenwood. L.C. Greenwood. Or maybe it was number 58. I don't know. But it's L.C. Greenwood. All right. Michael Renicky with the point. Next up. Modern Baseball, LA Dodgers. It is James Outman, Spam Likely. With James Outman. I think that's Spam's that second point for Spam. It is. Spam Likely moves into a tie for 5th place. All right, next up. Mikey says he started the pay-per-clicks and off eBay promoting. It's a night and day difference in terms of sales. All right, next up. Hockey. It is Eric Lindros. Max with the point. Eric Lindros, future star. And Max is at 13. All right, next up, 70s baseball. 70s baseball. 76? No, 79. 76 and 79. I always confuse. I confuse 76 and 79 tops like I confuse May 11th and May 18th for Mother's Day. Minnesota Twins, 1979 tops. Wow, Michael Renicky. Holy shit. Bombo Rivera is correct. Wow, I didn't see that coming. Uncle Rich, SoCal guy, flawed thinker, all new Bombo Rivera. Very good. Michael Renicky. He moves ahead of Uncle Rich into third place. All right. Now we've got basketball. Ooh, Junk Wax basketball. Bombo. It is a great name. Bombo. All right. Next up, Miami Heat. Junk Wax baseball. Last name must be spelled correctly. Won't take a nickname. It is Harold Miner. Harold Miner, and who got it spelled correctly first? Because Michael Renicky did not spell it correctly on his first go. Spam Likely is going to get the point. Spam Likely is going to get the point. The first to spell it correctly. And Spam moves up into fourth place. All right. All right. Yeah, first spelling deduction of the round. All right. This is a tricky one. I like this one. I like this one. You're like, no, that's not tricky. We do not have a correct answer yet. It's tricky. I don't know if anybody's going to get this because it's not Brett Favre. It's not Fran Tarkenton. It's not anybody named Graham. It's not Jim McMahon. It's not Tommy Kramer. It's not Warren Moon. Michael Renicky. Got it. Alex also got it. It's Archie Manning. Michael Renicky with the point. When I saw this card, I'm like, oh, that's Tarkenton. I'm like, oh, shit, that's not Fran Tarkenton. That's Archie Manning. That's going to be perfect for Name That Player. Michael Renicky with the point. And he's at 7. All right, next up. Ooh, more 70s baseball. 74 tops. Fuck. All right, who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? I'm giving the point away. I'm giving the point away. I think Spam Likely got it. Spam Likely with the point. That was a gimme. All right. Spam Likely with the gimme. Spam Likely catching up to Rich. All right. Next up. Modern football. Modern football. I think people just heard me say modern football and started guessing names. Let's see. It is not Desmond Ridder. It is not Patrick Mahomes. It is not Tom Brady. It is not Brown. It is not Harrell. Uncle Rich has no clue. It's not CJ Stroud. Alex with the point. It's Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler, who I believe was the first NIL autograph signing at the National back in 2021. Was that 2021? Alex G with the point. His first point. Spencer Rattler. All right, next up, we're going back to the 70s. Back to the 70s. Ooh, this is all right. We're not going to. There we go. We got to do double cover here. All right. White Sox. From the 70s. Last name must be spelled correctly. It is not Kittle. It is not Hoyt. It is Duncan. Uncle Rich with the point. Dave Duncan. Dave Duncan. Uncle Rich. I think we have one left, and it's wrestling. Uncle Rich, 6. All right, last card. Last name of the character. All right. Last name of the character must be spelled correctly. I do not want his real last name. Or any character names. So, last name of this character. Uncle Rich, have fun at the Dallas Card Show. Last name of this wrestling character. Spam likely with the point. It's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. Spam likely coming out of nowhere today. And he's up to 5 points. All right, so here's the updated leaderboard after the week. Max extends his lead to 2 points over Shane, 13-11. Michael Renicky moving up to 7 points. Uncle Rich with 6. Spam likely soars to 5. SoCal guy with 2 and a bunch with 1 point apiece. We'll do it again next Friday, I think. Yes. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what again next week. So we will do Hobby Evolution this weekend, both tomorrow and Sunday. And then next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for Hobby Evolution. We may just skip Hobby Evolution and go straight to eBay Live at 10 a.m. next week. That could be a possibility. So friends in town staying down here. So going to put a kink in Hobby Evolution next week. So and that means I probably won't do. That's going to put a kink in my plans next weekend too, isn't it? All right. I guess maybe I won't be doing the King County show Saturday. All right. I need to look at that calendar more often. My wife always gets on me. She's like, none of your card shows are in the calendar, in the joint calendar. So I'm like, okay, I'll put them in the joint calendar. She's like, you don't have anything in the joint calendar. I'm like, okay, I'm putting it. And I'm like, hey, our wedding is not in the joint calendar. She goes, what do you mean our wedding? And I go, the wedding we're going to in Florida on the whatever day. And she's like, well, it's in my calendar. It's not in the joint calendar. All right. So next time I'll see you, hopefully, is in 2 hours, exactly 2 hours from right now, 10 a.m. Central, eBay Live. The direct link to the stream is in my description to this video. Catch me this morning. It's Friday, 10 a.m. Central, 150 auctions today at 10 a.m., 100 baseball and 50 basketball singles, and then any unsold cards will lot up at the very end. That's coming up again in 2 hours, 10 a.m. Central on eBay Live. And then we'll do a Sunday eBay live stream, tentatively set for 1 p.m. Central, but I've got to get the flight information for my friends. I may have to bump that up into the morning, but right now we're going to do 1 o'clock Central Time, Sunday afternoon for Sunday singles. All right, like and subscribe. Make sure to check out the eBay store, 99centcards.com, and click the link in the description for today's live stream at 10 on eBay Live. Have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple hours.